also evaluating DMA projects. We have also got 2-3 DMA projects also, and we have formed a leasing vertical, which is there for the existing customers to lease out their apartments and enjoy the lease rentals. So we follow to enjoy the price premium. We have a strategy of right product, right place, and right positioning in the market, which is giving us a price premium compared to the peers. We have bifurcated our portfolio into 4 zones. So up to 50 lakhs, we consider under affordable. Up to 1 crore, we consider under MIG. Between 1 crore to 1.5 crore, it's HIG. And over and above 1.5 crore, we consider under a luxury. February 2013, we have entered into a Bombay market. We have started with a less capital-intensive model. We have acquired till now 12 redevelopment projects, out of which 3 projects have already started. First project, we are giving the possession in next month. Second project, Jai Vijay at Ville Parle East, we are expecting to deliver in next 18 months' time. And thereafter, around 8 projects, which we will keep on launching over a period of next 2-3 years, based on some clearances which we are awaiting. Mumbai, we have 1.3 million square feet, our economic share. In terms of value, 3,000 crore of inventory which we want to offload in the Mumbai market. And this we are expecting over a period of 4 to 5 years. So quickly, in February 2013, we have entered. First 1.5 year, we have acquired. Second year, we have got the approvals. Third, we have launched, done the financial closure. And we have showed a 360-degree performance in the Mumbai market. Bangalore, till last year, there were only 2 projects. Recently, last quarter, we have launched 1 project at Electronic City near Hosur Road, and 1 more project which we are planning to launch in Q3. So around 2 million square feet of portfolio based out of Bangalore, 1,000 units to be offloaded over next 3 to 4 years. So this will further add to the overall top line of the company, and we will take our market share to the next level from the Bombay market. So these are the private equity guys who have invested with us, like Portman, ICICI Venture, ILFS, Ask Capital, and JP Morgan Chase. So whatever they have invested, they have got double the money. So if recently you have seen Portman has exited in September 2016 with a money multiple of 3.1 and an XIRR of 36%. Since we have a solid track record, in 2012, we have invested around 68 crore in My1 Technology, and one of our largest project, Life Republic, wherein 3.5 million square feet have been completed, delivered, possession given in 4 years' time. So company has a strong execution team wherein PMC, engineering, procurement, quality, safety. We believe on a speedy track record, and we ensure that none of the project, irrespective of market momentum, the delivery should be completed within the stipulated time. So these are the few awards which we have got in recent time. So every quarter or half yearly, we are getting awards. So NDTV Award, CNBC Award, Realty Plus Award, Best Township Awards, and many more are in pipeline. We consider ourselves as a service provider rather than a real estate player. We consider our company as a manufacturing company wherein our focus is buy, construct, and sell. So we have a policy of keeping customer in center, and we do a business around it. So that's where we call it a 360-degree customer-centric approach. We have a 360-degree portfolio from affordable, MIG, luxury, super luxury, township, commercial, everything. So Kolte Patil means getting entire real estate under one roof. So multi-city, multi-locations. So Mumbai, Pune, and Bangalore, we want to focus for next 1.5 years to enjoy our market share and take the pre-sales number to the next level. Variety of inventory, if you see from coming soon, pre-launch, launch, nearing possession, ready possession, we have all inventory. So in terms of price, from 30 lakhs to 4 crore inventory. In terms of locations, we have best of the locations, products, apartment, villas, offices, commercial, twin bungalows, penthouses, everything. See, for our channel partner, We know that today, if we are doing a business of 2.5 million, and we want to take this business to 3.5, 4 millions, we have decided to create a good channel network wherein the pre-sale number can be taken to the next level. So today, on a quarter-on-quarter basis, if our channel partner contribution is from 38% to 42%, we want to take this contribution up to 55%. And for that, we have created a robust team of 8 guys based out of Pune, as well as 2 guys based out of Mumbai, who can serve our channel partners and take the pre-sale numbers to the next level. So what channel partners expect from us, we have 7 criteria. We know that a lead protection is very important, and for the same, we have invested heavily in SAP. We have purchased C4C model, wherein each and every lead can be uploaded in the SAP system. Call center is operating through SAP. Each and every call can be recorded, mapped in the system, and day one itself, the lead is coming, we are putting in front of the channel partners who has given those leads. So lead protection is absolutely clear due to the technology help. We know that few channel partners, due to some cash flow or P&L issues, they require some sort of marketing support. So we feel if there is an aggression, if there is a hunger to do a business, we are giving them a lot of marketing support also. Sometimes even the small channel partner who is having a 10, 15 member team, they have a lot of potential to generate leads, and they require some sort of team support. So our team is always there to support them. Then we have created a clear-cut understanding between the team. We don't only want to do a short-term business, we want to invest in relationship. So we have given a clear-cut mandate to the team that they have to ensure that the relationship going to the next level, and that's where we have asked them to focus on the relationship building. Of course, since it's a 2.5-decade-old brand, so there are certain brand criteria wherein we want them to follow those guidelines. So there is a set of policies which, while associating with the channel partners, has been given to them, and they have to follow the brand awareness. Obviously, there were some concern in terms of the price. So we have kept a fixed price for the channel partner, for the customer, for the site leaders. Everywhere we are maintaining that price sensitivity so that there should not be any clashes around the price. So channel partner is also getting the best price from us, as well as our team is also getting the best price, and we are focusing on the fixed price basic sales. And since those channel partners who are giving incremental business, we should give them some incentive, and that's where we have decided to give them the incremental slabs. So from 2% to 4%, based on the channel partner performance, we are giving them incremental slabs. So I think these are the 7 criteria which channel partner will look forward to be associated with Kolte Patil as a brand. And that's where we have decided to give the full support, and we want to take this business to the next level. Looking forward, everlasting and wonderful business relationship with you guys. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And now we would like to invite on stage Mr. Adi Pocha to please join us for our next presentation.
Good evening. Oh, terrible, terrible. I heard about one person say, wish me good evening back. Can I hear about 5 at least? Good evening. Much better, much better. Now you guys sound like you're in the morning rather than in the evening. Okay, I'm going to talk about something very simple, which is deceptively simple, actually. It's about building a brand property. This is something that we do day in and day out in the FMCG market. We do it in consumer durables. We do it everywhere, okay? And today I'm going to talk about how we can actually do it in the real estate space as well. So what is a brand, okay? I'm going to give you a quick exercise to do, which explains what is a brand. How many car buffs here? How many people love cars? I say about, okay, not too bad, right? Very good. So can you identify these cars? Honda City. Ah, very good. Any other guesses? Accord. Accord. Any other guesses? Sorry? Jaguar. Not really. Okay. Let's take another one. What is this? Varna. Varna. Very good. Sure. Any other guesses? Ciaz. Okay. What about this? BMW. Mercedes. What is this? Elantra, Sonata. Very good. Superb. Lot of car buffs around here. Now, take a look at these. Tell me if it's a little easier to identify these cars. Honda City, easy enough to identify. A Verna, easy enough to identify. A Mercedes, not a BMW, easy enough to identify. And an Elantra, not a Sonata, easy enough to identify. Why was there a division when we didn't have those logos on them? Why is it that some people thought it was a BMW and some other people thought correctly that it was a Mercedes-Benz? What is it about this sign that we all recognize? Everybody recognizes this sign? Even if I took, see, there's no Mercedes written anywhere on this, right? This is a brand, okay? Can we do this with real estate? Yeah? So what is a brand? Let's talk about what is a brand, okay? And I'm going to show you a couple more pictures. What is the price of a bottle of Coke? Everybody recognizes this. This is a bottle of Coke. What's the price of a bottle of Coke? Sorry? 40, 50 rupees, something like that, right? What is the price of colored water? 2 rupees, 5 rupees. So, what is the differential price between this and this? Is it just absolutely? It's the brand. It's not just the label, it's the meaning that has been poured into that label. Okay? So, you're willing to pay 5 rupees or 10 rupees for this, and you're willing to pay 40 rupees or 50 rupees for this. And the actual differential in cost is only about 2 rupees or 3 rupees of label. Right? That's the power of a brand. Okay? And so let's talk about what is a brand. A product is that part of the product that is made in the factory. A brand is a product plus that part of the product that is not made in the factory. So if I come back to the bottle of Coke, the bottle, the Coke itself, the label, the cork on top, all of that is made in the factory. 10 bucks. And then there's an image. There's something, a bunch of associations that have rubbed against this name Coke. Okay? And that's the other 30 bucks that you're willing to pay. Okay? That's brand. Okay? So a brand is the product plus the product's features plus something called brand personality. Okay? Now, what is brand personality? Let's talk about brand personality. What is brand personality? This is brand personality. Okay? There's another photograph on the far side, which I've taken out, where he doesn't have any clothes. But this is brand personality. The guy in the suit looks different from the guy in the workman's overalls, looks different from the guy in the sweatshirt, looks different in the beach clothes, but it's the same man. It's all the same man. But when he wears clothes, he changes personality. And that is brand personality. If a woman goes and decides to look at 4 men and decides, who should I marry? They all have MBAs, okay? They all look smart. But one of them has a different personality. That's brand personality, okay? And really, it's about communication to build brand personality. So how do you build brand personality? One of the ways to build brand personality is something called a brand property. And I'm going to talk a little bit about what a brand property is, okay? And this is very interesting because this can raise the price of your product from $10 to $40. So this is really, really important. A brand property is a mascot, a logo, a line, a symbol, or some other communication device that encapsulates a brand's brand personality and belongs to the brand. It is the property of the brand. Okay, and I'm going to do a little quiz. Here are some examples of brand properties. What is this an ad for? Literal. Everybody recognizes it? Literal. And it's just a picture. There's no brand name there, but you recognize the brand. What is this? No, close. Surf. Absolutely. Lalita ji was for surf. And this we all know is for Mercedes. And this is Air India. So just a picture pulls back the brand. Okay? Now, these are brand properties. We see them in our lives all the time. They get attached to brands and they fill our brands with meaning. So if I look back, I will say Literal stood for vivaciousness, freshness. Lalita ji stood for good sense, samajdari. Mercedes-Benz stands for luxury. And the Maharaja used to stand for luxury. Used to stand. So can real estate have personality? This is important. Can real estate have personality? Suppose you took a building from Malad and you moved it to Malabar Hill. Suppose you took a building from Malad, same building, packed it up in a little suitcase and moved it to Malabar Hill. Would its value change? Yes. Okay, now here's the interesting question. Okay, all we've done is the same building we've moved from Malad, one location, to another location. So, would that value be construction cost plus land cost? Only that much? Would that be the only differential? No, right? Because there is something else about Malabar Hill which is over and above land cost, right? That's brand personality, okay? Malabar Hill says, I've got status. You know, I live in, and sorry to give a little plug here, but I live in Rustamji, Elita. And that's in DN Nagar, by the way, right? But in the ads, they say Upper Juhu, right? That elevates the brand. So, no, I would not pay just construction cost plus land cost because Malabar Hill is like Beverly Hills and it has a certain elevated feel, okay? And that's personality. So, how would you build a brand property and therefore an enduring brand personality for a building? How would you build a brand property or a brand personality for a building? My number is, no, just kidding. Okay, seriously, here's how you would do it. Theoretically, it's very simple, okay? And I'm going to just take you through a few of the steps that you would do to build a brand property for a building. First, take a building or a project. Here's a building or a project, okay? I've just put this off the net. So here's a building or a project. Step 2, decide what personality you want to give it, okay? Theoretically, and we're talking completely theoretically here. So vivaciousness or sensibleness or luxuriousness, decide what is the personality I want to give this building, okay? Then create a brand property that actually encapsulates this personality, okay? So let's take vivaciousness, or let's take sensibleness, or let's take luxury. Attach that brand property to your building in all communication. So in every communication, you attach these brand properties to your building, whatever is the brand property you've chosen. So, for example, welcome to the freshness of Project Liril. Yeah? Project Liril with the world's first artificial waterfall is whatever. You've created a vivacious feel for your project. Or Project Lalita Ji Mein Hi Samajhdari Hai. You know? You've created suddenly a sensible feel. Or Silent Luxury, Project Mercedes. Step 5, now make sure that you attach this brand property, whatever it is, to your building in real life too. So now look at this building. Does it look different to us? Suddenly it seems elevated just by putting this sign on it. So if you could create a brand property which had a certain meaning and affix it to your project, you would actually elevate your project, okay? And live happily ever after. So any questions? Open for questions. I have a minute or two. Any questions? Thank you. Thank you very much.
That's Mr. Farooq Mahmood giving a memento. With that, ladies and gentlemen, we come to our panel discussion, Global Perspective Towards Indian Real Estate Market. And our moderator, Mr. Farooq Mahmood, request you to please join us on stage. We have our panelists, ladies and gentlemen, which is Mr. Kirkor, Mr. Rajiv Rajpal, Mr. Jeff Fu, and Mr. Parag Saxena. Can we have a round of applause for all our panelists here?
Can we have the other panelist, Raj Rajpal, please? I saw him here a couple of minutes ago. Raj Rajpal, please come up. I'd like to introduce you to the first panelist that we have here, Mr. Parag Saxena. He represents a company known as Azizi. Azizi has been awarded as the Developer of the Year of 2016, fastest growing developer of the region and Middle East, currently sitting on a pipeline of 130,000 crores of projects in Dubai alone. Dubai Land Department has partnered with Azizi Developments to promote Dubai properties globally. Mr. Parag has had a very illustrious journey. The list goes on and on, but he's currently responsible for marketing in India, China, and Europe. So my first question to Azizi would be, what kind... Hi, Raj. Dubai, he comes from Dubai, and talking about Dubai, there's a boom or a bust. And what does Dubai see in India and vice versa? Over to you.
Good evening, everybody, and thank you for taking us on the panel. The business for Dubai, from an Indian perspective, has been growing exponentially. 2011, Indian market invested roughly 6,000 crores into Dubai, and it has swelled up to 38,000 crores for 2016. So it grows exponentially, so definitely our interest in the Indian market continues to grow. The profile of Indian investors is changing pretty fast. The age profile of investors in India comes between 40 and 45. Indians are well-traveled now. Dubai is one of the most favored destinations by Indian investors, so that's what brings us to India.
Taking off that question, you said 6,000 crores. I'm told it was the Iranians, then the Russians. Now the largest buyers in Dubai are Indians. Can you specify something on that, please? Why?
Well, it had to be. If you look at across industry spectrum, if you look at IT retail, Landmark, which is an Indian-grown group, leads the market. If you look at consumer retail, Choithrams, Lulu Group, again an Indian-based investor, is one of the leading players in that segment. If you look at education sector, GEMS, the Worky Group, an Indian-owned entrepreneur, he leads the industry. So in every industry spectrum that you see, Indians dominate. The Indian population constitutes roughly 27% of the total population. So quite clearly, Indians has to dominate the real estate market.
Thank you, Raj. On to our next panelist is Raj Rajpal. Rajiv Rajpal has been a mortgage consultant with Wells Fargo for over 25 years. He's closed over 15,000 real estate transactions, has been ranked in the top 1% mortgage originators in the country. 20 years in a row, Raj regularly teaches home ownership and credit management classes to local minority groups and realtors. For over 15 years, Raj has a call on real estate radio program which he addresses real estate questions from listeners. Raj serves as the Secretary General of Finance for FIAPSI International. He presently serves on the International Committee of NYSAR, ARIA, which is a delegation of 25 members as a trade mission to India, and CIBOR. He has charged multiple international real estate delegation and is a regular speaker and panelist in real estate mortgage conferences in the US and abroad. Raj's goal is to connect real estate community across the globe. I've known Raj personally for the last couple of years and find him to be a very dynamic personality. Raj is now going to talk to us and tell us about what he sees, the inward and outward transactions happening in the US. Raj is from the US, and Raj, I'd like your inputs on this, please.
Thank you, Farooq. Thank you for having me up here. And yeah, Farooq's been a great friend for the last couple of years, and I was so glad he was in New York when I met him. It's been a great relationship ever since. But I think Indians have a passion for United States, and it seems like as the economy and the market is changing in India, US is starting to getting that same passion and love for India as well. And a couple of years ago, I think it was more outbound where Indians from India were buying in US. Now it's gone in both directions. We're seeing consistent movement of real estate purchase in both directions. So if you look at the numbers last year, if you looked at all the foreigners that bought real estate in US, was about 104 billion. India out of that was $9 billion. That's almost 8.5%, 9% of all international real estate purchase in United States was by Indians from India. But that is one side of the story. If you look at the other side of the story where if you talk to developers in India, some developers tell me as much as 20, 30% of their sales are coming from abroad. I was sitting with a developer last week, 19% of his all sales, and this is a high-end product with 5 million and up, came from United States in one city, New York alone. And those are very interesting numbers. So predicted number approximately last year was about $20 billion in real estate that was bought by non-resident Indians in India from abroad. So I think it's a great potential, and the number's only multiplying now as the economy in India does better every day, fastest growing economy in the world. I think you're going to see those numbers skyrocket.
Thank you, Raj. I'd like to introduce you to Jeff Fu, who's the immediate past president of the Institute of Estate Agents Singapore. He's the chairman of International Affairs of the Institute of Estate Agents, actively involved in consultation with government authorities on regulatory framework. His biodata runs 4 pages, but I'm just going to tell you the important things. He's the founder member of the IEA, and he's the second vice president of the Singapore chapter, national skill recognition, and member of the board of international directors of National Association of Realtors, 2012, director and committee member for Global Alliances and Business of NAR, 2012. Jeff, you've been a regular visitor to India and the NAR-India Convention. I was in Singapore a couple of months back, and I heard you speak at a panel discussion there, and I think you said that we're not keen on promoting property in Singapore. We are oversold, and there's a special tax of 10% for foreigners to buy property out there. We're discouraging them. And apart from that, I'd like you to give us an oversight of an overview of how Singapore looks at India as a global investment destination and vice versa.
I think Singapore started their foreign direct investment into India as early as the year 2000. By the year 2006, FDI from Singapore to India has reached 2.6 billion. And up to the year 2014, it has gone up to 19.4 billion. So Singapore continues to encourage investment into India. In fact, our government agencies are also encouraging small and medium enterprises to look at India as their next investment country. Now, basically, we have 3 developers who are already in India. We have Haciendas, we have Sabana Jurong, and we have Sembcorp. And of course, they are aiming to be the master developer for Andhra Pradesh. Now, apart from that, you also have the escort business doing service residences. They actually signed deals with Sandaya Hotels to manage 3 of their service residences. Another developer in Singapore built the Celebration Mall. The developer is called Capital Land in the year 2011. That is somewhere in Udaipur in the state of Rajasthan. And they are continue to build more shopping malls. They have 3. Besides that in Rajasthan, they have also in Bangalore, Mangalore, and Hyderabad. Now, they are going to open another 2 new shopping malls in the year 2019 in India. So to answer your question, Mr. Farooq, I think Singapore is very interested to invest in India, and we are encouraging our businesses to come to India for their future investment.
Thank you, Jeff. I'd like you to introduce you to our last speaker and panelists, Mr. Kirkor Ajdarhanyan, more popularly known as Kirkor. Kirkor is a native of Istanbul, Turkey, Armenian by origin. Kirkor lives in Nice, France, and he's president FIAPSI 2016-17. Kirkor has a long biodata, but Kirkor has seen most of the world and transacts around the globe. Kirkor is going to give you a perspective of how he sees India, and he's going to talk a little about the European economy and how things are in Europe right now.
Thank you, Farooq. Namaste. Sharing the best practices worldwide, I will have the privilege today to present you the real estate market in Europe in few slides. As you see, the global house price index, the recovery continues. This is the reality on the global house price index worldwide. Statistics provided by the several official sources and prepared by IMF Global Housing Watch. This shows that since the crisis, the index starts slowly but recovering. Next, please. No, it works. Next slide, please. If you can change. You can change the slide. You can put the next slide. Thank you. The real estate investment in Europe in 2016 have changed compared to the previous year of 2015, especially in the leader countries as the UK, 66 billion compared to 91 billion in 2015, Germany 54 billion compared to 64 billion in 2015, while in France they remained the same, 28 billion. And despite this decrease in the leader countries, some neighbor countries registered increase, like Austria, Poland, Hungary. Moreover, these countries remained more attractive compared to 2014. In the following slide, you will see some statistics. Next slide, please. In these statistics, coming to France, according to the latest statistics of 2016, we can see the synthesis of indices of existing home price, amount of number of sales, and rent relative to their long-run trend. You can see from this that the prices are decreasing slightly, while the total amount of sales and number of sales are increasing. Next, please. So in international, thank you, it doesn't work. International comparison home price index relative to disposable income per household. Here is an international comparison of home prices index relative to for household for France, USA, UK, Germany, Spain, and the Netherlands. We can see the decrease in the case of France and Spain, as well as Netherlands, while increase in the case of the rest of these countries. Finally, I wanted just to tell you how we are extremely happy to be here with you. And we wanted here to present our gratitude for the organization of this very important event in India to Ravi Varma, our friend Ravi, Sam Chopra, Vinod Thakkar, Pravin Phanse, and all NAR India leadership, and particularly each one of you for being here and providing the growth of the real estate industry in your country. We want also to recognize here, we will say an ambassador, because he was in the origin of the creation of NAR India. Mr. Norm Flynn and Susan, always together. We can say today, Your Excellency, because we consider you as an ambassador of the real estate industry, Norm. What you have done now since 10 years is here. We can all see together. Don't worry, it's finished. Thank you for all you have done.
Thank you, Kirkor.
Ladies and gentlemen, before the end of my words, I wanted to recognize one person, very, very close to me. He is from India. He represents the real estate industry worldwide since many years. And for the first time in the history of your country, I will say also with my country, because I feel myself in my country in India, an Indian became the world president of the only unique international real estate organization, PIAPSI, representing the real estate industry, private sector worldwide. I want to recognize here my dear friend, my brother, Farooq Mahmood, and I like to make a standing ovation for him, for the honor he had for your country, for the profession, and for the real estate industry worldwide. Thank you. Merci beaucoup. Thank you very much. And I love you all.
My next question is to Parag on how he sees the arrangement between channel partners here and how we could do business in Dubai and better network and make more money. Parag, over to you to just give us an indication of how you'd like to move this relationship with the NAR India members here.
The first biggest move that motivated us when we came to India was RERA. And what RERA would do is a world of wonders to every member of NAR. It will get brokerage into a formalized arrangement into the entire scheme of things. Brokerage is one of the most important key stakeholders in the real estate business. I believe they'll become much more integral to the whole business. We will be able to represent our products through the most qualified channel in the market, which is each and every member of NAR. So we are extremely positive about the engagement that we can have, thanks to NAR, thanks to RERA. What a client wants today in the Indian market is a qualified professional giving advice on how to buy and how to invest real estate overseas. And this is where we look that every member of NAR would be able to contribute to this cause. And as long as you guys do that, I think so we'll be successful.
Thank you. And I'd suggest when Parag comes down, go meet up with his team and exchange your cards and see how you could work together. Raj, can you tell us something about the EB5 program and how the Indians could look at taking advantage of this scheme?
So EB5 actually has been around for a long time, and it is primarily dominated by Chinese. Last year, China had about 7,400 EB5 visas processed, or families processed actually, because each EB5 could be an entire family if the kids are over 19. But India suddenly, which if you looked at the numbers 2 years ago were 74 people compared to China 7,400. In the last 6 to 12 months, we've seen a surge suddenly where whether it was demonetization impact where the money suddenly wanted to move out of the country, or the H-1B visas that we are seeing a concern with the Trump government trying to put a curb on that. But certainly EB5 has moved up dramatically where I think in the last 6 months, 500 or 600 applications have been processed. So that tells me a lot. But a quick synopsis of EB5 is where you invest a certain amount of dollars into United States, which creates a certain number of jobs. So the number could be somewhere between 500,000 to a million, which is expected to go up to 800,000 to $1.2 million. Once you invest that, you and your family get a green card plus some return on the investment. So I think it's a great program. A lot of people have used it across the globe. And I think certainly we are seeing a surge coming out of India. And it's a diversification of investment. Kids go to school. It is used for multiple purposes. But it gives you a good opportunity to move abroad if that was one of your goals.
Thank you, Raj. Jeff, do you see companies from Singapore wanting to invest in India? Because I know of companies, Singapore already investing in India, like Capital Land, we discussed about that, getting into malls. We've got Ascendas. But I'm looking at more the high net worth individuals, the regular people, the investors. What do you see the market for these people, and what is their view on India? And after RERA has come in, there's so much of transparency, accountability, a sense of good governance. Can you tell us whether these Singapore investors would really look at India to invest in?
I think as far as the Singapore investors are concerned, our government agencies are also encouraging them to come to India to look at new frontiers, to look at possibility of real estate investments, not just on FDIs, but property investments as well. So to answer your question, yes, our government agencies has been speaking to about 250 small, medium enterprises to talk about possibility of business venture in India. And there are some positive signs. Of course, to many of the smaller companies, India is a new frontier, completely rare to them to come to a country. But since the door is open and opportunities are abundant, so I reckon there will be more Singapore agencies and companies coming to explore business opportunity and investment in India.
Thank you, Jeff. And Kirkor, 1 minute, tell us what your view on the Indian markets are and how do you see investors from Europe looking at India?
It's extremely attractive. In the same time, it will depend of the situation in Europe. As you know, Europe also is in growing process. The new French President Emmanuel Macron is giving really big power to this growing process of Europe with Angela Merkel, from Germany, and other leaders from Europe. And this will provide more and more investment opportunities from European companies, particularly in India. French companies are already here, but we are promoting very, very actively for new companies from France and also from Europe to come and invest in India. I think there is great opportunities and there is work for everybody. Thank you.
Thank you. Closing remarks, starting off with you, Raj. How do you perceive this? What do you see the future of India vis-a-vis investments coming in, and how do you think our members could work with your members of various organizations?
I think investments will continue to come. We are seeing the government sign a dramatic amount of agreements with across the globe, whether it's United States, and things that were not even imagined a couple of years ago are happening today, where Apple making their phones here, F-16s being made, talked about being made in India. So if you just looked at USA and India, we're seeing that. We see the Japanese Prime Minister coming in on Thursday, inaugurating the bullet trains. Those are the kind of, so when you see things like that happen, and it's not happening with one country, it's happening across the globe, whether it's Europe, US, Asia, all countries are participating into the Indian growth. FDI is, India has the highest amount of FDI out of any country in the world that came in. I don't see that stopping, and I think this is just a start. The second question where you say, how do we work with the organizations, with each other? I think the first thing starts with you being here. People that are attending here can network with the delegation that is here from other countries. 60 people came here from different countries. Network with them. And if you're in the room, let's guys, all the international delegates, stand up, please. These are the guys you want to connect with. Connect with these guys, talk to them. I think that is the first step. Second step is, FIAPSI's got a, thank you guys. FIAPSI's got a great World Congress coming up in Dubai. Join FIAPSI, connect with the globe. Come in Dubai and connect with the globe. And similar organization, Ari is there from US that is traveling with me. We have 20 plus delegates that are here from United States. All these are global organizations. Take certifications, network with people, because people are buying. It's you networking with them, having a connection, building that trust between each other that they can rely on each other and do the business. I think that would be a key to it.
Thank you, Raj. Your take on the same, Parag?
Very simple, as you said, even if FIAPSI is hosting its event in Dubai. So Dubai is the most happening city happening in the global environment today. The Indian investments in Dubai real estate is going to grow threefolds by 2020. It's going to touch rough and ready 100,000 crores. The brokerage compensation and the fee structure that Dubai real estate holds with itself is roughly 5,000 crores per annum. And this is all available to each and every member of NAR as long as you continue to explore opportunities that the city brings to you. We at Azizi are here to extend that partnership and make it close to your doors. We've opened up our office in Chennai. So it's a great way going forward for the entire CPs of NAR to explore this opportunity and capitalize on it.
Thank you, Parag. Jeff, what's your view of this convention and how do you see it brings synergies between Singapore and India to do more business?
Well, this is my 5th time attending the NAR India Convention. And for those who have seen me during the first time, thank you. I always encourage networking. Networking doesn't mean that whoever you get to know today puts money into your pocket straight away. You have to network, you have to build on the relationship, you have to bond with one another, have the trust before you can do business, all right? I have many friends here. Over the last few years, I made many friends. We build the relationship, we build the bond, and we build the trust, and we can do business together. So for all the real estate agents in India, I encourage you not just to network with your overseas delegate, but network with everybody, cooperate with one another, and you will find that at the end of the day, you'll be a very successful realtor. Thank you.
Thank you, Jeff. Final word, Kirkor. We have 4 seconds left.
I think, sorry.
This is your 7th convention that you've attended, so tell us your experience.
As we say every time, India is a continent, it's not a country, with so many states, so many diverse populations, but working together. And here in this room, we have professionals from all over India. I think today we can say that this is a miracle. What you have done in NAR India since 10 years now, it's a miracle. You give the opportunity, the potential to people to do business. Here we have 15 countries representative professionals from and 50 people coming to do business, to provide, to open more and more to the international markets, India. And I think this is really great. Congratulations to all of you. We are extremely happy to be here. Networking, of course, is important. And in the same time, when we upload a few minutes ago, Farouk, it's not only for the function, position, but it's for the opportunity this brings to the country. Great opening and big promotion of your country around the world at each occasion, because Farouk, we know, every week is around the world today, talking about India, also about the world. So this is really time to do business, concrete business. I think there is big future for India. Again, thank you very much for your warm welcome and congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you, Kirpal. I think we've had a fantastic set of panelists. Raj, Parag, Jeff, and Kirkor. A round of applause for these gentlemen, please. They've been wonderful. They've given us an insight. The United States, the Middle East, Far East, Singapore, and Europe. What else can you ask in a room here in Mumbai today? I think you've got an insight of what this market is all about, what you can do, how you can do more business with your colleagues around the world. I would urge you to join as many associations as you can. The National Association of Realtors USA, FIAPSI, or ARIA, or any other association that you see value in. Network with these individuals, do business. This is something that we need to do. This century belongs to India, and this is our century, and we've got to show the world that we can do it, we will do it. India is not just about wild elephants and tigers. This is a growing economy which is now taking off. And thank you very much for having you all here. Thank you.
Requesting Pravin Phanse to please join us on stage to please present the memento to our dignitaries. We have Ayub Khan as well and Ravi Verma. Requesting Mr. Farooq Mahmood to please stay back. Mr. Ravi Verma, please join me on stage. Well, we'd like to present a memento to you, sir, a special one, and Mr. Ravi Verma will tell why.
Yeah. Good evening, friends. It gives me immense pleasure to recognize our own Farooq, founder president, NAR India, now world president, FIAPSI. He has earlier been president of ICRIA. More than anything else, he has been our man abroad. He has been taking the flag of India and